You can run 10 kilometers every morning, feel amazing, have zero symptoms, and still carry a silent, growing time bomb inside your chest. And the most terrifying part is that you will never feel it until the exact moment it's too late. This video isn't just about the heart. It's about how your body hides the truth. And if you truly understand what you're about to hear, you'll never look at the word healthy the same way again. Imagine standing in front of a perfect machine, your heart. A system that never rests, every beat precise, controlled, almost flawless. But that same perfection is exactly what makes it dangerous. To understand why a healthy heart can fail, we have to look deeper, beyond the chest wall, into its true structure. The heart isn't just a muscle, it's a high-demand organ that requires a constant, massive supply of oxygen, more than almost any other tissue in your body. And to feed that demand, your body builds a specialized network of vessels called the coronary arteries. They wrap around your heart like a crown. But forget the crown. Think of them as the root system of a massive tree. If a small root is damaged, the tree survives. But if the main root is cut off, the entire system collapses almost instantly. There are two main pathways, the right coronary artery and the left. And from the left comes a critical branch, a vessel that supplies most of the heart. In emergency medicine, it has a cold nickname, the Widowmaker. Not because it's rare, but because when it's blocked, the outcome is often immediate. What makes this so dangerous isn't just the blockage, it's how it forms. Think back to your arteries when you were young. Flexible, elastic, like a brand new rubber hose. Inside, the lining is smooth, almost frictionless. Blood flows effortlessly. But life isn't perfect. Over the years, high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, smoking, all act like sandpaper, slowly wearing down that delicate lining. Even years of intense physical training can create microscopic stress and tiny injuries you never notice. And that's where the story begins. Your body, trying to protect you, responds immediately. It sends LDL cholesterol to patch the damage, like spackle filling a crack. Then your immune system steps in. White blood cells arrive to clean things up. But instead of resolving the problem, they accumulate. They consume the cholesterol, transform into foam cells, and eventually harden. Over time, this creates a dense mixture of cholesterol, calcium, and cellular debris. This is plaque. And this is where most people get it wrong. You might imagine plaque like buildup in a pipe, slowly narrowing the passage until one day, flow just stops. It sounds logical, but biologically, it's wrong. Your body adapts far better than that. As plaque grows, the artery doesn't just narrow inward, it expands outward. The vessel wall stretches to preserve blood flow, a remarkable process called positive remodeling, which means you can have a massive amount of plaque while the inside of the artery remains wide open. Blood flows normally, you feel fine. You can run, train, push yourself with zero warning. No pain, no shortness of breath, no signal. That's why, for so many people, the first symptom of heart disease is sudden death. Not because the body failed to warn you, but because it hit it too well. So what actually triggers the event? Not the biggest plaque, but the most unstable one. Imagine a blister under your skin, a thin outer layer filled with inflammatory material inside. Under sudden stress, that thin layer can rupture. When it does, everything changes. Your body reacts as if there's a severe injury. It activates clotting immediately. Platelets rush in, forming a blood clot. But this time, there's no external wound. The clot forms inside the artery, and within minutes, it can completely block blood flow. It's not the slow buildup that kills. It's the sudden blockage, like a cork sealing a bottle. Blood stops. Heart muscle begins to die. There's another scenario, less dramatic, but just as dangerous. Picture a 50-year-old runner, disciplined, consistent, no obvious health issues, normal cholesterol. During a run, he doesn't feel crushing chest pain, just something off. Lower energy, slight dizziness, a wave of nausea. He assumes he's dehydrated, but in the hospital, tests reveal something shocking. He's having a heart attack. And here's the twist. His artery isn't fully blocked. It's only about 50% narrowed. So what happened? It's a supply and demand problem. At rest, your heart doesn't need much oxygen. A partially narrowed artery is enough. But during intense activity, heart rate climbs, demand skyrockets. Your heart now needs a fire hose of blood, but the artery can only deliver a garden hose. Supply can't meet demand. The heart begins to suffocate. This condition is called ischemia. Now add another factor, an irregular rhythm. The heart loses coordination. It beats fast, but inefficiently. Blood flow drops even further. Together, it creates the perfect storm. What's important to understand is that you often won't feel anything until a blockage reaches around 70%. Below that, your body compensates remarkably well. Above that, you might feel chest tightness during exertion that fades when you rest, a warning signal. But here's the paradox. Most heart attacks occur in people with less than 50% blockage, because softer plaques are far more likely to rupture. So is there any good news? Yes. Your heart has a hidden backup system, a network called collateral circulation. Think of your main arteries as highways. If traffic builds over time, your body creates side streets, alternate routes around the blockage. This is why an older person might survive a heart attack that a younger person cannot. The older heart had time to build detours. The younger one didn't. And here's the powerful part. You can actually encourage the system to grow. Consistent, moderate training combined with short bursts of intensity helps build these alternate pathways, not just making you stronger, but buying your heart time. And in cardiology, there's a simple truth. Time is muscle. 20 minutes, irreversible damage begins. 90 minutes, heart tissue turns into scar, and scar tissue doesn't pump. Recognizing symptoms can save your life. For men, it's often obvious. Chest pressure, pain radiating down the arm. But for women, it's more subtle. Extreme fatigue, shortness of breath, even what feels like severe acid reflux. There's also something harder to describe, but commonly reported. A sudden, overwhelming sense of dread, as if your body knows something is wrong before your mind catches up. If you ever feel that, don't ignore it. When things go wrong, modern medicine can intervene. Doctors can guide a catheter through your wrist, locate the blockage, inflate a balloon, and place a stent to keep the artery open. But the real goal isn't fixing the damage, it's finding it early. Standard blood tests tell you what's circulating in your blood, but not what's sticking to your artery walls. You need better data. One option is a coronary calcium scan, a quick test, just a few minutes. A score of 0 is ideal. High numbers signal risk. Another is a CT angiogram. It can reveal soft plaque, the unstable kind that hasn't hardened yet. This is your early warning system. Because the so-called healthy heart attack is rarely random. It's a failure of awareness. Control your blood pressure, reduce the stress on your arteries, manage your blood sugar, limit inflammation. And most importantly, don't guess that you're healthy. No. Because your body can stay silent for years, but when it finally speaks, it's often too late.